Hello coin collectors out there, welcome back to the Big D Coins channel. Hopefully everyone is having a great day. In today's video we are going to talk about this $1 bill that we see on the top right here. Now most noticeable about this $1 bill is that it doesn't include the phrase "In God We Trust." So look at this space right here. Compare it to a more modern dollar bill in the back right here. See, the more modern dollar bill says "In God We Trust." The space up here does not include that phrase. Now the reason for that is not an error. That was just part of the reverse design of the dollar bill up until the 1935 Series G. Now interestingly, this is the 1935 Series F. So this one right here will be the last dollar bill that doesn't include the phrase "In God We Trust." Now let me promote the channel real quickly before we get into the other details. If you're new, please do hit that subscribe button. What we do on this channel is we talk about coins and currency as well, and try and give you some fun information about all of the dollar bills and all the coins that I either have in my collection or I'm looking to add to my collection. All right, let's get back to this dollar bill right here. So we're looking at the 1935. So as far as the signatories for the 1935, we've got Priest on the left side right here. He was the treasurer of the United States. And then we have Anderson on the right side right here. He was the Secretary of Treasury. And as I mentioned earlier, this is the 1935 F series. So the "In God We Trust" didn't start appearing until the 1935 G. As far as the rarity of this dollar bill goes, a lot of people might be watching to figure that out. Unfortunately, it is not very rare. There are 1,173,360,000 of these regular strike bills that were produced. And unfortunately, it is not a star note. It doesn't really have much of a fancy serial number, serial kind of number to it right here. There's no sequential numbers, or there's no repeaters, or there's no palindrome, and it doesn't have that star after it. However, there were 49,560,000 of these that were produced that were star notes for the 1935 Series F. Now that gives it a total star rate of 4.22%, and based on my research, that seems like about average for the different series. So the different series tends to fluctuate from around 3.5% to around 4.5%. Now some of the other series have much lower mintages than the overall production, such as the next series that came, the 1935 Series G, which had the signatories of Smith and Dillon. That had a total amount of bills printed of 225 million. So they dropped by about by about 75% from the 1935 Series F to the 1935 Series G. So if you've got a 1935 Series G, you're doing a little bit better than I am as far as the rarity of your dollar bills go. Now some of the other characteristics that you'll notice on the dollar bill. So this is the serial number right here. We have the series date right here. This up top is a silver certificate, so that's an important designation to make. So this one right here was made prior to the United States switching off of the gold standard and the silver certificates. So this is actually promised a measurement. So it says silver certificate. This certifies there is on deposit in the Treasury of the United States of America $1 in silver payable to the bearer on demand. So the more modern notes that you'll come across won't have that specific measurement to them. They'll look a lot more like this one up here, which just says Federal Reserve note and then doesn't give any specific measurement down here after it says $1. So the silver certificates will give we'll say silver certificate at the top, $1 at the bottom right here, and then a specific measurement, which is this $1 in silver payable to the bearer on demand. When we flip it over, some of the other characteristics that you want to just check out when you're looking at your $1 bill. Right down here we have the plate number. So this plate number happens to be 6385. Unfortunately, I don't think that is any indication of its rarity at all. We also see the Great Seal, which is located right here, and the Great Seal reverse and the Great Seal obverse right here. Now, as I mentioned earlier, one of the neat things about this dollar bill is that it is pre "In God We Trust," so this space right here is absent. Now that's all the info I've got for the $1 bill. I also kind of want to add in this little cool foreign showcase and talk about this bill right here. This is the 1 Corzo. This bill comes to you from Brazil. This is a 1 Corzo banknote. From what I could tell, this is part of the 1970s series. We see a Liberty head, kind of like we often see on United States. So we've got a Liberty head right there. And then on the reverse, we have the central bank building. So that is the central bank building of Brazil right there. As far as the size in comparison to the United States $1 bill, very comparable as far as the diameter goes. The $1 bill will be just a tad bit longer as far as the length of the dollar bill goes, but very comparable in size. We see Banco Central de Brazil at the top right here, and then the face value, which is un Corzo. Now this is a green colored bill. I'm not sure if you can capture that with the lighting that I've got going on, but different shades of green throughout the entire bill. And to recap what we talked about, we introduced this kind of cool looking Brazil $1 bill. But for the most part of the video, we talked about this one right here, which is the 1935 Series F, the last series that was made without the "In God We Trust." And as far as the value of these ones go, they'll sell for maybe a little bit above face value. Maybe you can get $1.25 to $1.50 for them, but that will require a little bit of work of selling it on eBay. So you'll have to pay the commissions and the shipping associated with that, and it will probably bring you back down to the $1 value itself. So if you come across these, my advice is just to hang on to them. Not really worth the effort in trying to sell them for a premium. All right, everyone, thank you very much for watching. Best of luck coin collecting out there. Enjoy.